Hi Gemini, thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to my tarot channel. This will be a reading entitled Stages of No Contact and What Your Ex is Thinking. And this will be a tarot reading having a look to see where your ex is at, especially if you're at a stage of no contact. So if you've broken contact, if you've decided to step away, if you've recently broken up with them or they have broken up with you, then this tarot reading could be insightful into what this person is currently experiencing on their end, what sort of stage they're at this point in time. It obviously is a general reading, so it's not going to apply to every Gemini, but they might this reading might give you a little bit of clarity and insight, and hopefully might be appeasing to your anxiety, and just give you a little bit of information about what this person is experiencing and where they're sort of at. So it can be for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. It will be a 3-card spread. Let's have a look and see where your ex is at. Okay, so what stage they're at. If you haven't made contact with this person or you haven't been in touch, then this reading is for you. You know, if there's been a bit of mystery around the relationship, around the situation, let's have a look and see what stage are they at, Gemini. Okay, this is quite powerful because there's a lot happening. Now, a lot of you aren't going to like this, Gemini. There's someone still attached, but they're trying to move on from you, okay? They're actively trying to move on. Now, they've thought about a lot of things. I still feel like a part of you is still with them though. And it doesn't mean to say that they can't return to you, but I feel like right now this person is making a conscious effort to move on from you. So if you've seen signs of this person blocking you, removing their social media, getting a new job, moving away, starting a new life, if they've made any sort of major changes in their life, which aces can represent, the Ace of Wands can often indicate a brand new chapter. This person is actively trying to move on from you. Now let's think about that for a moment. Just because this person is actively trying to move on from you, Gemini, it doesn't mean that they don't have feelings for you. Now, it's often the case, it's been psychologically proven that when people are taking these steps, it means that there's still some sort of residual anger or sadness that's still bubbling up inside of them. So for a lot of you Geminis watching, for some reason this feels still fresh for someone, or there's still anger or sadness or hurt still lingering around this person. They're still sitting with that. And I say that you can see this figure here seated at the tree of life. And the fact that the moon has come up, this is Cancer energy, Gemini. I don't know if some of you are dealing with a Cancer or have a Cancerian ex, or this person might have displayed Cancer traits, personality traits. But reading into Cancer energy, Cancer signs are known to attach. Cancer signs are known to harbor emotions, and they're known to relive those emotions. And they form very, very strong attachments. A, because they're a water sign, and B, it's just in their nature to be very attached to people, places, things, relationships. So whilst we actively see someone still sitting with those emotions, okay, cups represents water, water is emotion, there's water that's present in the 3 cards here, and the fact that this person chooses to walk away, choose to move on, shows me that someone is actively trying to walk away, trying to distance themselves through blocking, whatever it is that they're doing. Essentially, because this person has turned their back, it's an energy here that this person right now has turned their back from you. So for a lot of you Geminis, if this person hasn't been responding to you, it's a message of no response is a response. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow and probably not something you want to hear right now, but you need to let this person do whatever it is that they need to do. Why? Because the 8 of Cups is a card of soul searching. It's a card of going on a self-quest to better ourselves. Why? Because something is missing in the cup. See how 1 cup is missing? And after the cape, if you're familiar with this deck, after the 8 comes the 9 of Cups, and the 9 of Cups is seen as a card of fulfillment, of having everything we've ever wanted, but the 8 precedes the 9. And what that means is the 8 needs to go out there and look for what is missing. Right now, this person needs to do some self-empowerment. And whatever that means, get a new job, get a new hobby, lose some weight, take time away from you, block you, go no contact. Right now, this person, it's for some reason, it's still very raw for them. And they've turned their back on you. Now, the wands can also represent anger, passion, lust, desire, and motivation. And for a lot of you Geminis, right now, this person is motivated on themselves and distancing themselves or searching for what's missing in their life. They have a lot to think about and ponder, okay? The Four of Cups is all about epiphanies, realizations. He sits here and dwells on his life. This is the tree of life, and these are the important things that's around him. I say epiphanies because the hand of God emerges from this unexpected cloud here and offers a cup that right now this person isn't seeing. So I do want to say, Gemini, like I said, it's not easy to hear, but in terms of where your ex is at right now, potentially reading through these interpretations of the tarot deck, these three cards indicate that right now this person is finding opportunities, new opportunities in their life. Now, for a lot of you Geminis, you're going to find out that this person has, this ex of yours has got something new in their life going on. A new person, a new living situation, a new roommate. They're opening themselves up to opportunity right now because they feel they need to do this right now. They feel they need to go out and search for something here with the Eight of Cups. This is all about a search, a quest. But look what's guiding them. The light that guides him, in fact, the only light that illuminates his path is the moonlight. Now, the sign of Cancer is represented by the moon. So, as a metaphor, you can almost read it in the Eight of Cups. The motivating factor for this person to go on a search, to go on a quest, to turn their back, to disappear, to make or create that distance with you, Gemini, is attachment. That's what Cancer represents. So you must know, Gemini, your attachment, whether you were together for 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 years, 30 years, what is guiding them right now to self-motivate is their attachment for you. They're probably not wanting to admit it, and I wouldn't be too surprised to hear if a lot of you Geminis say to me right now that this person hasn't had contact, they haven't reached out, but they have found new things in their life. But you are the motivating factor. And if we read that, if we understand it, if we ponder on that for a moment, this means that their motivation is you. And that means you still matter to them. That means that there's still hurt or pain or sadness. There's still something here. But if you are the motivating factor, if you are the reason why this person is searching for new hobbies, a new person, I mean, it might sound a little bit counteractive, like counterintuitive, but the reason why this person is doing it, because they still care. They are guided by their emotions. The moon is the emotions and the attachment. This means on some level, this person right now, the stage that your ex is at is a stage where they're still attached, but they're trying to move on. But if you are this motivating factor, then clearly they still care. Because the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. So if they didn't care, they would not base that motivation on proving you wrong or showing you they've changed or losing weight or becoming more attractive or, becoming the person you wanted them to be. There would be no motivation. So they're in a very emotionally raw stage right now, Gemini, and it's probably hard to appreciate, but I feel like there's still a lot happening on their end. But I want to say, because the Tree of Life is here, for a lot of you gems watching, I feel like this person really considered you someone they could be serious with or they could grow with. But there's also some sort of epiphany that's going to come to them, and it could be in regards to their emotions. Now, I also want to say, for some of you, this person is returning to an ex. And I say that because Cancer can be the past. Cancers tend to hold on to the past. They tend to whip a dead horse. Whether this person had Cancer in their chart is irrelevant. The fact that that energy has come up here is sentimentality, is nostalgia. It's the past. Some of you, this person is going back to the past. So for a lot of you Geminis, you may hear that this person is coming back to an ex. Now, whether that works or not is a different story. Yes, they might rekindle with their ex, and it may be very hot at the beginning, and you know, all these hormones come out, oxytocin and dopamine and serotonin, and suddenly they're feeling this buzz again and the excitement, but eventually that wears off, Gemini. And unless this person, if they have reconciled with an ex, Gems, unless this person has grown enough, and that ex of theirs has grown enough to come to a point where they're able to work through the issues that had broken them up in the past, unless they've become enlightened and evolved to such a stage, the relationship will not work. And it's very similar to rebound relationships. There's been a lot of research on it. I've encountered a lot of research on it in my work. And unless they have both come to a level where they have identified all the issues that had broken them up in the first place, chances are it'll be hot for a while, and yes, they may rekindle, but those problems are going to continue to resurface. Okay, so they may have found an opportunity to rekindle with the past somehow, but there's going to be an epiphany here. And this could change a lot for them. So I want you to know that right now, emotionally speaking, this person is still attached, Gemini. But it's almost like this person's trying to prove to you they've changed, or they can do better. There's something that they have to prove, I think, for themselves. It's more internal maybe. But I think for a lot of you Geminis, you might see this sort of behavior come from an ex. And I want you to know that right now there's a lot of newness that's coming into this person's life because they're on the search for something. They may have an emotional epiphany about you very, very soon. They could come to some sort of revelation or understanding or realization, but you need to give them that space because they're turning their back. And I think you need to give them space. I know you're wanting communication and you probably feel helpless, but they have a lot to think about right now, and they need to do it on their own. Okay, they need to do it without having contact with you, either direct or indirect. You need to make them miss you right now. You need to give them more space from you than they're wanting, okay? And suddenly that can create a little bit of separation anxiety. But look, I hope that reading has been helpful for you, Geminis. Thank you again so much for tuning in. And all the best. Until next time, bye for now.